So just the basic one, just remember when you're defending, you want to make sure that you're controlling. You want to control the hand and the wrist here. Because if I just go up here, it's too easy for him to just slide through and start to attack. So if I can go low here, that's fine. If not, we're just going to go here. And always keep your elbows in tight. If my elbows are far, it's easier for him to slide this across and start manipulating. So I want to go here. So we have strong side, we have weak side. This is our strong side, right? Because this is the choking side. This would not be my first option because it's a little bit easier for him to slip in the rear naked choke. So I want to go towards my weak. So head position, start driving into my side. I want to clear. Peter, can you turn that volume down on that speaker? Thank you. So we're going to take our left foot to clear over the top, and I want to create a wedge. If I stay here and I try to either roll out or come up, Artem can easily stay on my back and retake my back. So make sure that when you're here, elbows in tight, you create a wedge in between you and your partner, and your hand is still on the wrist. Now you have two options. One is you can just turn in, or you can snake out to create space. If he ends up coming up, you can start putting in your hooks and going to open guard. Right? So this is just standard fundamental escape. So protecting your neck, elbows on the inside, head going to our weak side. I'm going to clear the hook, create my space, get my butt and my back to the mat. I'm going to start turning in. If I can break his grip and I can't come up, then just make sure that you're able to bring your hooks on the inside, so when he starts coming up, I can go back to open guard. Good. One more. All right, 1, 2, safe side, clearing here. I can just come all the way up if I want to, just depending on where my partner is in relation to me. So, again. Side, bridge, clear, create space. He starts coming up, get the open guard, and then start working your attack from there. Okay, any questions? Basic. 1, 2, 3. Strong side escape, right? So we're protecting. He takes me to the strong side. Ultimately, I want to use my feet to bridge up and over, but if I'm unable to, or I like to escape from here, that's fine. Just make sure that same thing. You're pulling down, right? And you're controlling, because the moment that you relieve this, he's going to start attacking, and it's a little bit harder for me to escape or naked choke on this side. So I want to go use my thumbs like a C-clamp on both sides, so I'm pushing in here. And then I'm going to scoot down as I redirect, and I want to keep my elbows in real tight. Because like we did last week, if my elbow's loose, he can go for this claw grip and then retake my back. And that's terrible, right? So you want to make sure that you're here, you're keeping your elbows close. And because I keep my elbows close, this is creating a wedge with my left elbow. And I can do the same thing, depending on what his leg orientation is. If his leg is over the top and I feel like I could turn in, that's fine. If there's still a hook, you're going to have to start framing, snaking out, and either coming up or making sure that when he starts coming up, you can start blocking and get your hooks back in. So we're just going to our strong side. Right? He's taking me over to the strong side. I'm going C-clamp. I want to scoot a little bit, right? And pass and keep my elbows in and start going more flat to my back so I have a nice wedge. And then from here, I'm going to release not both hands, just my right hand so I can start framing, snaking out, creating space, or coming up to square up with arm. So again, strong side. Pull this down, you have to create space. If you go where he has a really tight seatbelt and you try to clear it, right? I have too big of a head, it's gonna get stuck. I wanna pull it down and then pass, snake out. And if he stays on his back, you come up. If he starts coming up, go right to guard. Very simple, okay? Questions? All right, 1, 2, 3. Why you should be worried when you cross your feet, when you have someone's back, right? So if we're on the side and he crosses right here, that's one thing where I have access to his feet. If he crosses over my hip, right, that's fine because it's really hard for me to reach just because it's locking. So if someone crosses, and think about this in competition too, the right way and the wrong way. So if you're doing like ADCC open or whatever, there is no wrong way to throw it over. But if you're doing IBJJF, if you do the same foot over the top, it changes from like a straight ankle to like it starts attacking the knee, and it's like an outside toe hold. So you should always go protect your neck and put the opposite side foot over the top, and then you can cross. Then you can just bridge up and finish a straight ankle. So all I'm doing is I'm putting my leg over the top here. I'm bridging to create, like the fulcrum is right here on the top of his ankle and pushing down. Right? You may have to push to guide, but you should be able to just go 1, 2, bridge up, and then finish. If I were to go same side, right, this changes it and it starts opening up until like heel exposure. Right? So that would be what happens if they cross in front. If they end up body locking you, right? So there is a wrong and right way to body lock. If I start moving over to my left side, he should switch the lock to the top side because he doesn't want to get his lock stuck, right? Because go ahead and lock it up, Armin. Yeah. If he ends up getting it stuck, now the mobility and his ability to counter is a lot less. So go ahead and lock the other side. So the quick cheeky submissions from here is stepping over. I'm going to bridge all the way over to my left side. So you can go push on the knee, you can bridge up and then go for straight ankle. Or what I like better is just rotate your hips into your partner's heel, like this, and then you can just finish. You don't have to do a big bridge, right? Because if I just bridge, not much happens. I'm just framing and then bridging, or my hip is going into Artem's heel, right there. It's okay, Artem has no feelings. So if he body locks again, right, and we're on this side, we're just gonna step over to trap, and we're gonna bridge over. Here, go the other side so they can see. Yeah, I'm gonna bridge all the way over and trap. I'm gonna still protect my neck, find the inside of his knee, and then I bridge right there. Or I can just rotate my hips into his heel like this, and then that'll be enough to finish. So this one or this one. So let's just try the 3 variations, and then we'll show you guys how to get out of a body lock. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Escape from body lock. We're just going to show a very simple one on the strong side. So on the strong side, and he's locking. So if he's not hooking my leg, and I feel like I have mobility in my hips, it's easy for me to just straighten my left leg, drop it really low to the mat so I can get his lock in front of my hips, like this. And then I square up. Once it becomes in this position, then I can do my standard escape, like we did before, right? So that's if the leg is free, right? Let's say I don't want to do this because the moment I do this, he starts extending and I'm getting stuck on this side. So if it's not locked, and we're just going to bring our leg low and square it. If he ends up locking it on the back of my leg like this, right? Straightening the leg won't be enough because like that's about all I can do when I straighten. So I want to drive on my toes, and I'm going to throw my left leg over here, all the way open, and then I square up, and then I can go and start to escape. And then it's a standard 2-on-1 escape like we did before. So body lock here, right? He's locking my leg. Make sure you're controlling, because if I relieve this and he starts to choke me, I have more things to worry about than this, right? This is the number 1 priority. So protecting your neck, right? Extending it won't do anything, especially when he's extending, right? So I want to go onto my toes, drive over, get my foot to the mat, I swing, and then square my hips up on the lock. If the lock is in the center on the right, anywhere like that is going to be fine for me to escape. So we'll do 1 more. So remember, if your foot is trapped or if it's not trapped. So protect. Good. So if it's not trapped, you go low, swing, and then the lock. If it's really trapped, toes, over, and then I go. Then you do the standard escape like we did in the last one. Okay. Questions? All right, 1, 2, 3.